Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Shark Tale. Shark Tale is one of my all-time favorite movies from when I was a kid, and I understand that it got a lot of criticism and a lot of people didn't like it. They thought it was like racist and a lot of other things. If you don't know what Shark Tale is, it was a movie that came out in 2004 and it was made by DreamWorks Animation. If you haven't seen Shark Tale, I highly recommend it. If you have seen Shark Tale and you don't like it, please be kind to those who did enjoy it. So most of what I'm going to be talking about today is a discussion about a possible sequel for the film, what information I've gathered so far. So a lot of people who have seen Shark Tale and didn't really like it, a lot of them compare that to a movie that came out, I believe, the year before. I'm sure you're familiar with it, Finding Nemo. And personally, I don't understand how people can confuse the two. I mean, they have totally different storylines, different animation and character design, and the only similarity between the two is that they both have fish and they're both underwater. Me, myself, I like Finding Nemo and Shark Tale. I saw both of them when they were in theaters, and I love the ocean and everything in it, and I just adored both movies. But I would have to say that out of the two, Shark Tale is probably my favorite. So what I know so far about the possibilities of a sequel or speculation, rumors, etc., I'll link you in the description. There's an article that I found that was back in 2006, and it stated that there was work being done on Shark Tale 2 and Shrek 3. Shortly after all of the negative feedback was coming through from the first film, DreamWorks, specifically Katzenberg, decided to drop the production completely. And there have been a couple recent interviews with him asking about a sequel to the film, and so far all we really know is he stated, "We don't currently have plans for a sequel because it did not go over well internationally," and things along those lines. I've read the reviews and criticism about Shark Tale, and this is completely my opinion, but I think that, I will admit, it wasn't really much of a kids movie because it was mostly, pop culture references and stuff. I think specifically what critics were saying and pointing out were not things that children would have picked up on. Like a lot of the Italian American jokes and stuff from The Godfather and Jaws, and implication that the character of Lenny was a homosexual, and just things like that that I don't think children would have picked up on. And it was kind of ridiculous how many accusations critics were saying about Shark Tale. There is a little bit of pressure with Finding Dory just coming out last month. I'm sure, people have been asking them again because, it came out around the same time as Finding Nemo. And there are fans of Shark Tale. Believe it or not, if you don't like Shark Tale, there is a fan base for it. Just a little side note, I am the founder of a DeviantArt fan club revolving around Shark Tale. We're also affiliated with other DreamWorks Animation fan club groups, and if you'd like to join and you're on DeviantArt, the link is in the description. But here's what I think they could do with Shark Tale. The thing is, money was not an issue. Shark Tale was one of DreamWorks' highest grossing films, and I don't think they should ignore that. I mean, because let's be honest, it is about money. But I don't think that, that was really an issue, so why not give it a shot? The underwater world concept was very creative. Yes, it did look and mirror New York City or New York, but I mean, you know, it's still interesting how they like fishified everything, but it's still funny. A lot of people found it entertaining, funny, otherwise they wouldn't have gone to go see it. Parodies of the real world I thought was entertaining. And I think as far as a sequel goes, if they felt like they needed to, they could redeem themselves. Because the story was so, like, open-ended, I feel like they could do anything in a sequel. They're not tied to something having to happen. Because, I mean, they could make new characters like Finding Dory did. They could expand on the lives of the canon characters that were in the first film. I just feel like there's so many things that they can do, and we know that they already have material that they started writing back in 2006. So even if they just picked that up again, I think they could totally write a sequel. The amount of good fan fictions I've seen on DeviantArt and fanfiction.net alone, I mean, you'd think just from the fan base they'd be able to find something worth making a sequel out of. The future of DreamWorks, I mean, it's obvious that they're going a bit downhill, struggled to compete with Disney, but aside from that, they can't keep relying on sequels to movies of theirs that are popular but have already gotten like 4 sequels. I recently read on DreamWorks Wikipedia page. Now, I know that anybody can edit Wikipedia, but it was updated for upcoming films, and it said that they're making another Madagascar movie, another Shrek movie. Now, I like the Shrek series. I thought it was funny. I especially like the first one the most, because that, that's the classic one that everybody loves. Don't you think we've had enough Shrek? Like, sooner or later they're gonna have to explore other options for sequels on some of their other past films. Like, I just think, bottom line, like, there's so many different ways they could take this. They could make it more kid-friendly. They could make it less commercial, because I did feel like the film was much too commercialized, with the product placements and stuff. Like, I get it, it was a parody, but if they made a sequel, they could, rely less on that. They had so many concept artists work on the art for Shark Tale and its video game, how much effort they put into the first film. And I don't think people realize that. Like, people say, oh, it's just a crap parody movie. But a parody movie can be good. I don't think Shark Tale's perfect, but I think they've left it so open-ended that they really could do anything with the characters or the setting or whatever, and I'm a huge fan of the film. I think it would be better than coming out with another Shrek film. So anyway, that's just my take on everything and what I've read and my feelings about DreamWorks. And let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.